Okay, we have touched on the races. Now it's time to walk you through the voters' decisions on several ballot issues and amendments affecting our future. The biggest choice of note was in Missouri, where voters reversed an abortion ban at the polls. After supporters batted back court challenges, misinformation, and legislative moves to stop it, Amendment 3 made it over the finish line. The move restores access to reproductive care across the state. Supporters say it's about time, but they know the fight isn't over yet.
This vote is the beginning. We are here to celebrate, but know that next steps will mean going to court to ensure that people get back what should never have been taken from them. And soon, when Missourians ask where they can get care, they will have a simple answer: here at home.
Supporters fully expect court challenges from opponents, and as we've discussed, the incoming governor and Missouri lawmakers are hinting at legislative action as well. Missouri voters narrowly approved sports betting after several failed attempts in Jeff City to get it done. The move paves the way for Missouri to join neighboring states and potentially set aside millions of dollars a year for Missouri schools. We'll see. Missouri voters passed Proposition A at the polls, which means starting in January, minimum wage workers will make $13.75 an hour. The wage will go up to $15 an hour in 2026. The new rules also require employers to give paid sick time to workers, but not all employers have to follow the new rules. State and local governments, along with school districts and colleges, are exempt. Our roundtable's back to sort through these results on these ballot issues. Jason Hancock, we have this interesting balance in Missouri. Voters passed the abortion amendment, as we've said, that they support progressive issues, but then they also went and picked Republicans, conservatives who have publicly said they want to overturn some of these issues.
It's been playing out now for several years, this sort of dynamic where Medicaid expansion, marijuana legalization, now you have abortion rights and minimum wage increase. Voters are enacting these deeply progressive liberal ideas. And then, as you said, they're voting for Republicans who have stonewalled them for years, and in some cases are vowing to overturn them. It's a dynamic. It's not easy to explain. Some people just say it comes down to money. Some people just say it's a pressure release valve where you can still vote for your team, the Republicans, while still getting what you want. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's frustrating for Republicans for sure.
And Mahoney, as we've said, Governor Kehoe has said that he wants to protect innocent life, leaning on the legislature to get that done. What should we expect?
There will be probably some court challenges to this thing. Interestingly enough, the first court case that came up last week actually came from Planned Parenthood, who filed a suit to challenge the basic abortion law in the state of Missouri right now. But there may be some efforts in the courts to nibble at this thing, and then also perhaps go after and challenge the entire initiative petition process, raise the threshold for it, and maybe do what happened in Missouri with a campaign reform initiative petition a few years ago for Clean Missouri, trying to clean up Missouri politics. That was that, and another one on puppy mills were both eradicated by the legislature. So, there's going to be some court cases on this on both sides.
Yeah, we know the voter threshold, they've tried and failed repeatedly to get that done. We'll see what happens this coming session. Jason, we talked about Proposition A passing. What is the potential impact that we'll see in Missouri because of that?
Well, obviously, wages for the minimum wage workers are going to go up, and hundreds of thousands of people who currently don't have access to paid sick leave in a lot of these small businesses, they're going to have that benefit. Look, just like with Amendment 3, there's going to be court challenges. I think you're going to see people trying to file lawsuits, maybe challenging it for the single subject rule that the courts have enforced over the years. I think there's going to be efforts to try to get at this before it goes into place. But as we've seen, over the years, Missourians have raised the minimum wage twice now by initiative petition. This is the third time. It's wildly popular. It very rarely faces any sort of political headwinds. And to the best of my knowledge, so far, at least, hasn't driven a ton of businesses out of the state. But, I do think we'll see some level of challenge to it. But ultimately, it's another reflection of the voters going around the legislature when they feel as though they're not doing providing these sorts of issues that they've been demanding.
Yeah. Mahoney, you kind of called this before Election Day on sports betting. We thought it would be close, but it was razor thin.
Yeah, it was really close on this, but it did pass, and it looks like sports book betting will be in place by probably mid-January for the back end of the NFL playoffs. The other thing I want to bring up really quickly is I find it mystifying the fact that Missourians voted for for sports gambling and also turned down a casino. That was Amendment 5. You would think one hand would wash the other there, but that's not what happened.
Not so keen on going down there and going to the casino. They'd rather maybe bet on the Chiefs on their smartphones, I guess.
They want to water ski at the lake. They don't want to bet.
Right, makes sense. All right. Michael Mahoney, Jason Hancock, thanks for walking us through it all.